Hello and welcome back, everyone. This is CSP Fozzie, joined by Elise Randolph, and we're here to bring you the next match of Day 2 of the 12th Alliance Tournament. This is Mortuus versus Coven, and you are going to see some very, very pretty frigates on both sides here, especially Mortuus, who has brought 3 Garmers, one of the great new ships that recently had into the game. Very fast light missile ships, great range. Mortuus has brought 3 Rattlesnakes, a Scimitar, 3 Worms, 3 Garmers, and a Corax.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're a Garistas ship lover, you're going to love this match. Before we get into the match itself, it looks like the Rattlesnakes from Mortuus came in at 0, and everyone else, all their support came in at range. For Coven, most of their core ships came in at 30. All the frigates came in at 50. And it looks like the frigates, some of them are running back to the beacon, some of them are charging forward. But for the Mortuus ships, they're all going back. No, they're just chilling in Odin.
So the match has started, and the Rattlesnakes have dropped Curator drones. We're going to see how effective those are at taking down the Vexor Navy issue that they're primarying. It dropped pretty quickly to half armor, and it looks like it is going to go down.
Oh, Garmer down. Garmer just instantly blapped by these Helas, and Helas are just obliterating these Garmers. But at the same time, Coven lose a Navy Vexor. So 2 Garmers for a Navy Vexor, that's an okay trade, but they're also shooting the Simi. That's not something you want.
Yes, Coven Scimitar has damps on him, so he can't get too far away, and he's got a target painter on him, and these drones are smashing him pretty hard. Curator 2s and the missiles as well.
Both Scimitars are taking heavy damage. Whoever drops down first is probably going to have a huge leg up in the rest of the match. It looks like Coven might actually lose their Scimitar first.
Yes, it definitely looks like there's more damage being applied to the Coven Scimitar. He is boosting with an ASB, but I think it's only a matter of time now before he runs out of charges. He may only have 1 or 2 boosts left, and at that point, he's going to drop pretty quickly. Though, that being said, there goes Mortuus's.
Yeah, prediction wrong.
Yep.
Mortuus dropped first in their Scimitar, but the Coven Scimitar, he's actually not getting hit by drones. He's just getting hit by rattlesnake missiles. Mm-hmm. And he's now pulling range. He's making his way to this beacon, it looks like.
If he can micro-jump drive away, then that'll be really impressive.
On the Garmer down. Oh, pretty little Garmers. They're really fast. They've got a scram bonus. They've got really good light missiles. Something that Coven really didn't want. They actually banned out the Heretic, which is probably the first time I've ever said that, and first time I'll ever say that.
Yeah, Heretic, obviously a very popular ship in this tournament so far, but also pretty replaceable. There's a lot of other ships that can serve its purpose. This Scimitar, by surviving this long, is basically giving his whole team a big, deep breath. They don't have all that damage being applied to the Helas or to other damaged ships that could be taking their damage off the field. As I say that, though, Mortuus has switched their damage over to the Hela of Xeobar.
Yeah, Mortuus is still using these Curators. I'm not sure if that's the best move, but right now their entire frigate wing, you can't even try and save it. And the Curators killed Hela. Okay.
The Hela went down very quickly. The Scimitar looks like was out of range. I didn't see any reps applied to the Hela, so the Simi had gone too far away. And now they're probably going to switch. There we go. We got a target painter applied to the next Hela of Biggie. You're going to see that target painter go on to whoever they're going to shoot next, generally.
Yeah, but against Scimitar, you don't really want to be using Curators. Curators do EM damage. Scimitars have this massive EM resist. Mm-hmm. So it looks like there's just one Gecko making his way over to the Scimitar just to help those Curators out.
So as of now, their Scimitar is taking more damage, but all of the frigates are gone for Mortuus. They have lost every single one of them. They only have the Rattlesnakes and the Corax left, and they're quite far behind in points. So they need to start getting some kills and knocking down some DPS, because I have a feeling these Rattlesnakes won't hold up very well to the damage of a Nighthawk and 2 Helas. And 3
Yeah,
worms.
Exactly. But if they can force the Scimitar to run away and then quickly switch over to one of these Helas and blap them again, then that's their winning thing. These Rattlesnakes can have a pretty substantial tank. Not enough to tank what's on the field now, but kill 2 Helas and they can probably.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. The tank is about to come under a test now, as Mr. Paro in his Rattlesnake is the new primary for Coven, and we'll see how long he's able to hold up. He's already down to about 60% shields.
Yep. So I mean, the Coven team has 2 Molluses, which have amazing dams. Dams generally not good against drone teams because you can just assign your drones to someone else. But in this case, when there's only 3 ships left alive, these dams are suddenly become super effective.
Yeah, it makes it very hard to choose who your drones are going to be going up against. That being said, the drones are able to take down a worm very effectively. So these worms, although they're very small, do actually represent pretty significant DPS, and every single one of them you can take off the field means less damage being applied to that rattlesnake, whose tank is holding, but barely.
Yeah, he's probably ASB fit. He's probably not going to last forever.
Yep.
Maybe. Oh well, he got a worm.
He got another worm, and I just saw him boost again, so he hasn't, and boost again, so he hasn't fully run out yet. We'll have to see whether he might actually have a second non-ASB booster in there, or if he's out. He may be out now because I see the boosting has stopped. Yep, and so that means he's probably going to be dropping through quickly. But that being said, if they can kill some more Gilas, some more worms, then these last two rattlesnakes may be to take the fight for them.
Yeah, I think they should probably be focusing on the Gilas instead of the worms because they seem to kill the Gila just as fast. But this rattlesnake is in ASB reload. He is not going to live for much longer. Maybe he's like dual tanked or something cool. Nope, not dual tanked. Definitely not dual tanked. He is dying.
Yeah, he's dropping very quickly through armor, and it's very unlikely that he'll survive long enough for his ASB reload to finish. And so that's going to leave two rattlesnakes versus a Nighthawk, Scimitar, two Gilas, two Molluses, a worm, and a crow, which is a pretty tall order for only two shifts.
Yeah, no, that's not going to be too good for Mortuus, the only representative from the new Battlelink coalition. They're going to have lost, it looks like, in their first match as the rattlesnake goes down. Two rattlesnakes left.
So the damage from Mortuus is now being applied to the Gila Biggie, but he's holding on just fine. He's got reps in there from the Scimitar, and it looks like he's able to shrug off the damage, especially now that there's only two rattlesnakes shooting at him.
Yeah, it looks like Coven actually shot the rattlesnake's curators because I don't see any drones out for anyone. I mean, there's two Molluses left and only two rattlesnakes. That means each rattlesnake can lock maybe 6 kilometers if they're lucky, and you can see Coven. They're like a good 20 kilometers away at least. So
one of them is definitely all right. So we have two geckos out by one of the rattlesnakes, and
nice.
There's two geckos in the field. Whatever the combo looks like, one of them has no connection to it. So one gecko and then a bunch of warriors are the drones currently being used. Warriors are going to be auto-aggressing on these drones that are hitting the rattlesnakes, and maybe if they can clear some of those off, they can reduce the DPS.
Yeah, maybe. Probably not, though.
Doesn't really look like it, no. Actually, they've now switched back to curators. So they've got one gecko and two curators out. It's always kind of funny watching these rattlesnakes and other Garista ships go because they don't have a whole lot of drones. So it's funny with the team only has 3 total drones out in the field, but these drones are actually doing a whole lot of damage. They're pretty super
they're
powerful.
Actually super drones. They're not just normal drones. They're like the Jose Canseco of drones. They're juicing.
Mm-hmm. That being said, though, they're not doing enough to take down any of the Coven ships, and the second rattlesnake for Mortuus, Arthur Cato, is dropping into armor now, and he's likely going to follow the same pattern that we saw from Mr. Paro. There he goes into structure, and that'll be all she wrote for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a pretty solid team, actually, by Coven. Like, I really like it. They've got DPS covered, they've got E-War covered, they've got tackle covered. I don't know what this crow's doing, but whatever, it's working. And they just made it work against a triple rattlesnake core, which pretty durable.
Yeah, these triple Gila teams, we've been seeing a lot of flexibility from them. You can combine them with a lot of other things. You can combine them with even more DPS, as we saw from the Sleeper Social Club guys yesterday. You can combine them with E-War, and they are both mobile and high damage, and they can actually hit small targets pretty effectively.
Yeah, yesterday we saw the Gila and the rattlesnake banned out a lot during the match. Mm-hmm. This is one of the – today is actually just banning out Gens and stuff. So we got to see a lot of rattlesnakes and Gilas potentially slip through. Yeah, I'd say this is probably the best Gila team we've seen of the day and of the tournament, maybe. Of the day. I
definitely say the most exciting Gila team that I've seen so far this tournament with the Sleeper Social Club one. That the Ham and Drone Gila that with the Orthrus that we're seeing a micro jump drive from the last rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake, blink your way to victory. You can do it, buddy. You can do it. He's in the center of the arena, so he cannot boundary violate. And he's safe. Look at him.
Yep.
All safe.
Got himself out to 100 kilometers away from the beacon. And his goal at this point, I'm sure, is to keep that pretty expensive rattlesnake alive for the last minute, which his clutch jump out probably did for him.
He dropped bouncers there now, and the Molluses totally don't have damps on them right now. Well, they do now. Okay, well. He had locked for a good half a second. He could lock things, and it was probably really great. But
A half
now
a second for a battleship, though, trying to lock a frigate is not.
Well, he got to
good
see the
luck.
locking screen come up, so that's got to be heartwarming for a little bit.
It's now just 31 seconds left. After this match, we're going to be moving on to Godfathers versus Shadow Cartel, which I think looks like it's going to be a pretty solid match as well. Godfathers is a team that has done very well in the tournament before, and Shadow Cartel has as well, actually. Shadow Cartel also is known for having some pretty exciting setups.
Yep, we will not be seeing rattlesnakes in the next match, as Shadow Cartel has banned it. But maybe we'll see some Gilas. I don't know. Godfather's only banned Get and Ishtar, so...
It is very possible. And with that is going to be the time running out in 1 second. There we go. And so the final Rattlesnake of Kirka is going to survive this match, and he gets to keep the ship. But Mortuus drops down to the loser's bracket while Coven moves on through the winner's bracket. With that, we'll send you to some more player ads and be back in just a few minutes for Godfathers versus Shadow Cartel.